What is up, lovers of budget cars and bikes? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a new review, and yes, we have finally got a car. I know. It's been months since I bought a car. It's been months since I reviewed a car or made a video on a car. I think the last one was the Mitsubishi Shogun Pinin, which seems like a year ago, but it wasn't obviously, but it just feels that way. I've been doing so many bikes, as I'm sure you know. If you've been subscribed for a while, you know exactly what we've been doing over the last few months. Mainly motorcycles. It just works out that way. Some years you end up doing more cars, other years you end up doing more motorcycles. This year, 2022, has been just bikes. That's all it's been, and I'm not complaining because I've had some stunning and amazing bikes, all of which are in the playlist obviously for the channel. So if you're into your bikes, go and check that out. There's some really interesting stuff in there and some really interesting stuff coming up as well. So what have we got? I have just bought a 2012 Vauxhall Mokka, as you can see, 86,101 miles and in relatively good condition. Now this is a Cat N from my usual Cinetic kind of account. I looked at this and I did some sums and I kind of worked out what I thought I could get for it, and I bidded on it and I won it, and that was the first time I've actually bid and won on anything in months. It's not that I've not been looking and I've not been bidding, I've just not been winning anything. Things have just been going over what I valued them at, so I just let them pass. But this one, I actually did win it. That is always a little bit scary. If you've ever bid on anything at a car auction, if no one else is bidding, it always makes you think, what do they know that I don't? Because I'm not a mechanic, I'm not a car dealer, I'm just a guy that does what I do, and it always freaks me out a little bit when I win it and no one else is bidding, and you think, oh crikey, what do they know that I don't? But so far it looks okay. I mean, it arrived a couple of hours ago. It was pouring with rain, so I've not had a very good look around it. But this is the Turbo X, so it does have a few toys. I think it's got slightly bigger wheels. Talking of the wheels, they are in extraordinarily good condition, as you can see there as well. There doesn't seem to be any curbing on them. The tyres are just stunning. I think it's got nearly new tyres all the way around. I don't know if I can get down there and show you a bit more, but I would say they're nearly new tyres. Damage-wise, this is a 10-year-old vehicle. There's going to be a few little bits and bobs. There's a bit of scuffing here. I'm going to try to polish that out. It's not the end of the world. I think I saw a tiny little car park ding in one of these doors. This is a shame here. That should polish out. I have found a replacement cap, just the cap, for about $9.99 off eBay. So I'm going to try to get that, fit that on there. That'll take the eye away from that. If I can polish that out, replace that, all you'll see is that and that effectively, because I'll try to polish that bit out as well. And I might just try and touch that in, because I did see another tiny little mark here that needs touching in. And I think on the bonnet there are a couple of stone chips. There's one there. It's hard to tell because it does need a very, very good wash. So let's get in underneath this bonnet and see what we can find here. You'll have to bear with me, guys, a second. So there it is, guys, the 1.4 EcoTech turbo engine from Vauxhall. I'm sure they use this in a lot of other cars, but this is the one for the Mokka X. Stop-start technology, as you can tell by the fact that it's got a stop-start battery. Very, very dusty in here. Obviously, we're going to clean all that up, give it a bit of kind of silicone spray that you can put over everything to make it look really nice. But yeah, I think that's acceptable. I don't have a problem with that at all. The front edge of the car, there doesn't seem to be any scuffs on the corners of the bumpers as you would normally get, especially with a car of this size. It does have front spotlights as well. Halogen lights, there's no LED. I'm not sure about daytime running lights. I haven't started the car up since it came in, and I'm not going to bother with that today. I'm just going to leave it as it is because I'm waiting for bits. We'll talk about that in a sec. Again, brilliant tyres all the way around. No curbing on the wheels. Another little scuff here on the wing mirrors. I'm not sure if these are folding either. We'll talk about that in the second video. There's no rust, there's no dents, there's nothing going on this windscreen that would make me think there's any kind of problems. I can't see any stone chips per se in the windscreen, so that's always good. Nothing really. Okay, there's a little mark down here. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, that's a real shame. There's some marking just here, as you can see. I hope you can see that in the camera. I'll try to polish out as much of that as I can, but again, I think I might have to get a touch-up pen on there. Looks like it's had a little scuff here as well. That's the only bit of damage I can find on the paintwork so far, and it's got a couple of these little weird marks in the plastic as well, the trim around the wheels and the bumpers. Try to get some bumper gel on there, see what we can do about that. But as you can see, there's nothing really going on the roof there as well to be worried about. The glass is all intact, the wipers all intact, but then, oh dear, yes, there's the problem. That's why this is a Cat N non-structural insurance write-off. Just that. I cannot imagine what's happened there, apart from maybe somebody's reversed into a fence of some description and it's done that. I cannot lock. Let's just make sure I turn the alarm off on this, because I made that mistake before. Oh, I can't close that boot properly, and I'm not 100% sure why, because the catch doesn't seem to have moved in my mind, because there's no kind of clear paint underneath there. I pulled that up just now to have a little look. So the boot, I lowered this down because I wanted to have a quick look look just now, but it's a bloody spacious boot, that, and it does have the false floor as well. Really, really useful. And it also does have the locking wheel nut. Always such a bonus and such a scare when you get one of these cars and you think, Christ, I hope it's got the bloody locking wheel nut. And it's also got the back partial shaft. Again, huge bonus. It's not going to be difficult to work on this car by the looks of things, because what I will try to do, if my theory is correct, we'll just pull down this headlining here. We'll undo the nut underneath this one and this one. And then when the new tailgate arrives, we'll be able to tell exactly where the plug is for this. So I can follow that through, unplug it, just unclip just from up here, because all you do is you literally pull that little bit of wire that way. That'll unclip from here. That will let that whole strut then fall down, both sides. Take those off, pull the tailgate out, put the other one in, and then obviously as soon as you clip these struts back in, that'll hold everything in place while you position and tighten this up. Should be an absolute piece of cake, but as you can see, really, really clean, but really, really brown. Brown. Christ, I didn't actually know they still made interiors for cars in this colour. It wouldn't be my choice, I have to say. I mean, everything is brown. Look, all the trim, the carpet, the parcel shelf. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame, that. So let's have a little look inside, see what's going on in the rear of the car. Oh good, more brown, just what you wanted to see. Blue and brown, okay, yeah, that's different. No floor mats, that's okay. I probably won't bother, they don't look like they need doing, to be fair. Isofix, as you would expect. And this weird little plug down here, not quite sure what that's all about. Looks like a 240 volt socket, but it says 230 volt. I've not seen that before, I've got to say. Don't know what that's all about. Plug your hairdryer in, who knows. But it looks okay, apart from the fact it's bloody brown. Nice little clunk to the doors as well. Oh good, more brown. There is a bit of staining here. This is just dead skin and oil off your hands and all that kind of stuff, I guess. But God, this brown, they just literally had an explosion in a brown factory somewhere and it just all landed on this car by the looks of things. Pretty basic. The dash to me looks like something out of an 80s Citroen or Peugeot or something. It looks so bloody cheap. It's just bizarre. There's a lot of wear as well on this steering wheel, considering the car's only done 86,000 miles. A lot of wear on there, but you do get all the toys. We've got cruise control, we've got hands-free calling, a few other little bits and bobs there as well. Auto lights, auto wipers, air conditioning, eco mode, hill assist start. It is a stop-start system as well. Very cheap looking glove box, and another very cheap looking glove box. I'm not quite sure why there's two, but look at this brown. It's everywhere. Headlining, yeah, that's perfect. The headlining, nothing to worry about there. But this brown, I mean, it is literally an explosion in a brown factory, isn't it? But, you know, it is what it is. Oh, someone's left me a couple of lighters. That would explain the smell in this car then, because it does smell of fags quite a lot. But as I said, no chips in the windscreen that I can see. Always a bonus, because you never know. They're never going to tell you that on the auction listings. Does it have a light in the vanity mirror thing? It does. Brilliant. You know, I love to see that, and I hate it when it's got one on the driver's side as well. Fantastic. It's got the heads-up display kind of thing here as well, which it's got this orange thing. Let me just get these keys out and I'll ever so quickly show you. And there it is, the dash, all orange. As I said, it is what it is, I suppose. It's got a few things that it can tell you there. It tells you about your eco mode. I'm guessing that will tell you if you are in eco mode or if you're going above that. Again, more orange up here. But it's going to do what it's going to do, isn't it? It has got the air conditioning, as I said, stop start, hill assist start, all that kind of good stuff. It is the Turbo X 6-speed manual 1.4. This should be really, really good on fuel, and it should be super cheap to tax. I haven't looked into that yet, but that is it so far. I'm not going to start it up today. We'll look at that in the second video, but as I said, that's not bad, is it? We'll talk about prices in the second video as well. We're just having a basic look around this car at the moment because, as I said, it only came in this morning. I've not driven it, not really started it, not had a good look around it. It also did come, which was amazing to find because I'd never had that, a booklet pack with the owner's manual, a service history as well, all stamped up. Very, very good up until this year, I think. So I'll check the oil and the filters, and if they need to, and I'll do that here as well. And that will be that, but I don't think I'm going to need to do very much. This car did come in my mind, extraordinarily cheap compared to what they go for, generally speaking. I have managed to source a rear tailgate, and it is a Turbo X tailgate in silver, so that should literally be a case of undo those two bolts there, pull this one off, stick the new one on, do the bolts up, done. Pretty much a polish, and she will be ready to go out the door. Now, size wise, let me just give you a quick comparison. That is the Mokka, that is a little Fiesta, so you can see it's actually quite good. If we go down this bottom, look at those tyres, they've got to be bloody brand new. If we go down this side, bear with me, it gives you a better idea of the size of the Mokka compared to something like a Fiesta. It's a big car. We've got the RAV4, as you know. It's about the same as that, as I would say, but I prefer the interior of the RAV4. I hate that interior, that brown and blue, and that blue plastic. I mean, as I said, that to me looks like an old Citroen Dash. Yeah, not impressed with that Vauxhall. But we haven't driven it, so I don't know what it drives like. It could drive beautifully, it could drive like a bag of bloody bones, can it? We just don't know. There's a little bit of cosmetic work to do, but I think you'll agree. Generally speaking, looking down both sides, up on the roof, the only thing that really's got a dent in it is that boot. I can only assume, as I said, that they reversed into a gate of some description or a barrier of some description, and the insurance companies wrote it off. Now, I mean, I'll talk to you, as I said, about prices, but you'd be surprised how much a tailgate was, considering it's going to come with the wiper, with the motor, with everything, all the stickers, everything else, and it should just bolt on. Very surprising. Anyway, I'm off inside to see if I can find a colour match touch-up pen, because I know I'm going to need one. And in the second video, we are going to give this a bloody good wash, and I'll put you on time-lapse while we fit the new tailgate. Then I'm going to give it a bloody good polish and take it out for a test drive. You'll come with me on the third video for that, and I'll give you my thoughts on how it drives, how it looks. Did we make any money? Did we lose any money? Are they worth the money? All that kind of good stuff. So if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing that. Give the video a thumbs up, a like and a share, all that good stuff. And follow the story of this 2012 Mokka along. As I said, if you subscribe, you'll get notifications when we do the second and third video if you're interested in that kind of stuff. As I said also, we've been doing a lot of bikes, but we don't just do bikes. I hope this is going to prove that. This may be a step back into more cars. We'll see. All right, thanks for watching, guys. I hope it helped. Don't forget to subscribe, and then we'll see exactly how this one goes. All right, guys. Thanks a lot.